All right, for the extra credit of this one, we wanted to generate the root node. So instead of having the root node in the HTML as we have here, I just wanted to play around with generating that using JavaScript as well. And there are various ways that you could go about doing this. This one's mostly just for fun, but what we're going to do is instead of getting the element by its ID, we're going to need to create the element, and we'll call that div, and then we can get rid of it here. And then all that we need to do is say document.body.append root element, and we're done. So we create the element ourselves rather than letting the browser create it for us, and then we can append it ourselves just by appending it directly to the body. If I save that, it works just fine, just exactly as it had before, except now I'm actually doing the creating of that root element DOM node and appending that to the body, and then we append this element to that DOM node that I created. And you'll also notice that I don't have that ID in here anymore. And if we wanted to add that ID, then we can say root element dot set attribute ID root. We save that, and ta-da, there it is, the ID of root. Perfect. So in review, all that we did here is we removed the div with the ID of root here, which the browser would then turn into a DOM node that we could reference. And instead, we created an element and then appended that element to the body. And this extra credit was just for fun. Typically, I'm not actually going to create the root element. I'm actually going to have that root element be inside of the HTML document and then reference it like we were before. But the cool thing is that you can do this kind of thing, and you do occasionally do this kind of thing with React, especially when we're talking about portals and stuff, which you'll learn about in the future.